Welcome back to the Arianotte Jewelry channel. Today I want to share with you something very special, the story behind our first Arianotte event 1 year after its launch. It was very exciting, very stressful, very beautiful, and honestly one of the best experiences in my life. So if you're planning an event on your own and if you just want to see the behind the scenes of how brands do events, just keep watching. The very first thing I thought was the branding and of course the goodie bags. For the goodie bags, I wanted something that represented Arianotte, but I didn't want to use some of the jewelry that we are already selling on our website for two reasons. First of all, I wanted something that anyone could wear, so I needed something very simple but still to the point. And second of all, because the jewelry that we're right now selling, they're not very cost effective, and especially for a new brand like mine that doesn't have a specific budget for the marketing yet. So for the goodie bags, I went with only recycled sterling silver. I skipped the semi-precious stones because I'm using only suppliers for ethical semi-precious stones, and that means that it's very time consuming to bring them from abroad. It's not cost effective because we're using semi-precious stones from other countries, and that means that we need to pay custom fees and we need to pay a lot of shipping. Not we, I pay them because right now Arianotte is in one woman show, but okay, you understand. That's why I decided to go with the typical recycled sterling silver that I'm already using for my jewelry. It's beautiful, it's more affordable than a jewelry with semi-precious stones, and it's still sustainable and to the point for Arianotte. The feedback for the jewelry was unexpectedly good. I was waiting someone to say that, oh my god, it's so simple, oh my god, I don't understand the essence behind sustainable and recycled sterling silver, and I was expecting people to just don't understand that you cannot use silver into the sea. But the feedback was amazing. The influencers, people from the tourist industry, clients, they all love the jewelry, and I asked for an honest feedback. I would never take it into consideration if it was a positive feedback just for me to hear. It was an honest feedback, and it made me so happy to see other women love the jewelry and wear the jewelry. And right now we don't have sales. I don't have sales for Arianotte. I have like one sale. So it was so beautiful to see my jewelry worn by some beautiful ladies. Now, what I needed to have in mind was that while I was planning the event, I was keeping the basis, the values of Arianotte in mind. Everything had to be as much sustainable as possible, as much as eco-friendly as possible, because that's the heart of Arianotte. Arianotte jewelry are semi-precious, they are semi-fine, sustainable and ethical, and that's the whole vibe of Arianotte. So this had to be the vibe for the event of Arianotte. And also we represent quiet luxury and timeless elegance. So I didn't want to have like many spots with branding and to have this logomania, because that's not me and that's not Arianotte. Now, the goodie bags had to be as much as eco-friendly as possible, and I wanted them to be reusable. Like I didn't want to use like something plastic or something that you cannot use as many times as you want. So for the packaging, I used some net mesh shopping bags with a very elegant branding. I used velvet cotton tag with the Arianotte logo that I created, so it was very cost effective. Inside the jewelry box, I had of course the jewelry packaging, which is always sustainable, and some skincare items from our collaborators, because yes, we had collaborators. I decided to add collaborators to reduce the cost and to make the event much larger. And everything apart from a few plastic bottles from some beauty products, everything else was eco-friendly: glass, cardboard, wood, everything aligned with our philosophy. And this way the bag itself was reusable. It was not just something that you have to throw away after one use. Now this is the bag, and it expands a little bit. It was the ideal size for me. And here I have the logo of Arianotte. The logo was like nothing. I took the velvet, I bought the velvet, and I of course chose cotton velvet and not polyester velvet, and I used a wooden stamp with my brand's logo, and then with the use of an iron I stamped it into the velvet, and this was the bag. Now I wanted some extra fun details and branding, but I didn't want too much branding because I don't represent the too much branding. So I didn't want flags or backdrops or something like that. I wanted the scenery to be like this beautiful sea and the sun and the Greek islands, the Saronic Gulf. So this was the background, and I didn't want something else to be like Arianotte, 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 Arianotte. I didn't want that, so I didn't add a lot of branding, but I did add some touches that for me were perfect. The first thing I wanted to do is to add a mocktail. We did have alcohol on board. We had ouzo, beer and wine, but that was it. And I decided to go with a mocktail option. And since the main colors for Arianotte are red and this dark blue, gentleman's grey blue, I decided to go with something red since I had the blue on the goodie bags. And the first thing that I had in mind was the sour cherry, because I love sour cherry. So we created with the barman a signature Arianotte mocktail, which was containing sour cherry juice and some extras. And the second thing I did was to go to the bakery of my neighborhood's bakery and to ask for some custom cookies with the Arianotte logo, because I did want something with the Arianotte logo somewhere, but I didn't want it to be like too much, so I went for custom cookies, custom Arianotte cookies. So this is a cookie, and it's square shaped because I personally prefer square over circle. It turned out really beautiful, and they had vanilla flavor because I love vanilla. I'm not a chocolate type of person. Simple but elegant, and still a good branding idea. Now about the venue. I am a yacht broker. My family has worked in yachting since 1968. My father founded the company. My mother continued the legacy since 1984, and the last 9 years I'm working non-stop in the yachting industry. Because I know that many of you may be thinking, wait, isn't Arianotte a sustainable brand? Why use a sailing yacht when you're claiming to be a sustainable brand? That's a fair question, and I want to be open about it. The truth is that not all yachts are eco-friendly. The yachting industry is not considered the most eco-friendly industry, but there are some yachts that they are truly eco-friendly. They are sustainable, and their owners and crew members that they have sustainable practices on board. And I chose a yacht that I know it's one of the most sustainable options out there, and they have owners and crew who care about the impact and who already have lower impact practices. This event was powerful and inspiring and very peaceful, and it was at sea, which is everything that I could ever dream of. And let's not forget, part of my job is to organize events on board. So this is what I do. This is how I know. I create events for other brands, so why not create it for me? And to be honest with you, I was very anxious and very stressed about everything else, but I did know my boat. I did know my crew. So at least for that, I was not stressed at all. Now, something else that I did to reduce the cost was to actually collaborate with others. If you collaborate with others, people who have brands or companies that have nothing to do with your needs, then everything is good. So I collaborated with two people. The first one is the girlfriend of a friend of mine, and I had helped him in the past, and when I told him about the event, his girlfriend was, well, I can help you too. I don't need money to do my thing. And I'm so happy for that. She does sound baths, and she's also helping with aura purification. I didn't do sound bath because at the moment I was stressed about everything, so there was no way. I was just watching them. And the second person who helped me was a pharmacy owner. She's the fiancée of a captain that I'm working with, and she owns a pharmacy in Rifada, and she contributing by doing a glow up routine, like a step-by-step how to routine with beautiful skincare items. And she explained to the ladies how to use some skincare items, how to learn how to combine them together. And in the end, everyone left very fresh. They knew about new skincare items, Greek and European brands, and they were very happy with the result. And of course, we added skincare products into the goodie bag. And of course, I paid for the products, but I didn't pay for the services of these ladies. And these collaborations made the event even more richer, like a whole experience. And it didn't raise they didn't raise the budget too much. And it's something that I always like to do, because this is an actual experience cruise that I created for Condoyannis Yachts. It's the glow and flow experience, which combines sun bath or yoga, a glow up step-by-step skincare routine, and of course everything that the cruise can give you. And as a gift, the goodie bags, they're always included. By the way, if you're visiting Greece or living Greece and you're interested in the Glow and Flow cruise, I will have my professional email from Condoyannis Yachts down below. Let me know you're interested, and I will give you some details. Arianotte is about women with very busy schedule who work a lot. They have many targets. They focus on their life and their work, but they also want to relax and enjoy life. And this is a day for these women, the day where you actually allow yourself to reset and to think about nothing else but you. And this was my ideal event. All this hard work and the stress and the exhaustion, it was worth it, because the event turned out to be perfect. The guests, they all told me that they were happy. The influencers created beautiful content, and I'm so glad for that. And even the tourist professionals, they told me that this could be offered to larger groups in the future, and they were so happy about the result. And imagine that in less than 24 days, I had some requests for the Glow and Flow experience for some large group that we were already working on from these tourism professionals. So this was a hit too. The most important feedback: the women left the boat feeling refreshed and recharged, and they were wearing the jewelry. And that was my goal. Nothing too flashy, too corporate, too heavy branding, nothing. Just an experience of quiet luxury and everything that a woman needs to feel refreshed and to reset. Glow and Flow experience, it was a hit, because this was an extra stress for me. It was something that I've been working for 6 and 7 months, and when I created Glow and Flow, I decided on purpose to combine it with the first Arianotte event to see how both of them would go. And I don't know if it was the right movement to choose and combine two new ideas together, but this was a hit, and I'm so proud of myself. And I don't know how I can top up the next Arianotte event, but this was amazing. And my idea to collaborate with other companies that had nothing to do with jewelry, but they had to do with the wellness and the tourism industry was a great idea of mine, and pat on the shoulder. So thank you so much for watching this video. Let's start a conversation in the comments down below about the events and new brands, and what do you think about my event and my ideas. I would love to hear your ideas. Let's start a conversation in the comments down below. And thank you for supporting Arianotte. You can support Arianotte just by subscribing here and following us on the social media. I will have everything in the description box down below. So comment, like, subscribe and share this video, and I'll see you in the next. Bye bye.